Good morning. My name is John, and welcome to our daily reflection. Last week, we stopped for a moment to honour those who served to defend our freedoms and way of life, especially those who paid the ultimate price. One of the readings set for today is Psalm 46, which itself was written out of the experience of another long forgotten war. The writer experienced something which, to him, was almost like the end of the world, and war is or can be such a catastrophe. But beyond the uproar of the nations, and more powerful than the worst catastrophe, the writer had faith in God. For him, God was the one who can bring peace, and more importantly, give strength in the midst of great turmoil, because it is God who will also bring peace at last to the whole earth. So, Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength, a tested help in times of trouble. And so we need not fear, even if the world blows up and the mountains crumble into the sea. Let the oceans roar and foam, let the mountains tremble. There is a river of joy flowing through the city of our God, the sacred home of the God above all gods. God himself is living in that city. Therefore it stands unmoved despite the turmoil everywhere. He will not delay his help. The nations rant and rave in anger, but when God speaks, the earth melts in submission, and kingdoms totter into ruin. The commander of the armies of heaven is here among us. He, the God of Jacob, has come to rescue us. Come, see the glorious things that our God has done, how he brings ruin upon the world and causes wars to end throughout the earth, breaking and burning every kingdom, every weapon. Be still and know that I am God. I will be honoured by every nation in the world. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Words that for many people today might seem very hollow. After all, since World War I, the war to end all wars, this country has been involved not only in the Second World War that followed, but also conflicts in Korea, Aden, Malaya, the Falklands, the Gulf, twice, Afghanistan and Iraq. And as we approached Christmas last year, although the news told us of a virus breaking out far away in China, little could we have imagined the impact of our lives 12 months on. The first national lockdown in March gave me a chance to spend a lot of time researching my family tree. And while it was fascinating, bringing to light a cardinal and a gangster, many others had been involved in various conflicts. But I was saddened to realise that after only 3 generations, I knew nothing at all about 2 very special young men. Last week should have seen me pay my respects for the first time at the War Memorial in the Scottish town of Bathgate. On this memorial, there are names of 2 young men, my cousins twice removed, my great-grandmother's 2 nephews. Thomas Sadler had earlier emigrated to Canada to join his elder brother John. At the outbreak of war in 1914, both were quick to join the Canadian Overseas Expeditionary Force. Thomas was sadly killed in action in Ypres in July 1916, aged only 24, leaving behind a 5-year-old son. The second, William, he stayed in Scotland, but he joined the Royal Scots. He was killed in action at Passchendaele in October 1917. Aged 22, he had married his wife only in February that same year. For our tomorrows, they, along with many others, gave their todays. At times of national crisis, we think we know where our strength lies, but rarely is it with our health, our wealth, or even government. But dare we put our trust and hope in God? Dare we believe, accept He is our ultimate refuge and strength. Dare we believe that He is the one who can give us the strength to ultimately see us through this, or indeed any crisis? This is where Psalm 46 comes in. In poetic language, the author describes the way trouble can come. He talks about the earth being removed. He talks about mountains being carried into the sea. He talks about how trouble comes, how all of a sudden it's here, and there's nothing we can do about it. He talks of a fortress, a place where we might consider we'd be safe. For many of us, that could be our homes. And there is great wisdom in self-isolation at this time, not just to protect ourselves, but to protect others. But sitting alone at home is never the answer to fear or worry. We need something else, something more. So why not, as long as this crisis lasts, for maybe 15 minutes each day, ignore the telephone, switch off the radio and TV, and once everything is quiet, take the final part of Psalm 46 to heart. Be still and know that I am God. When I do eventually manage a trip to the Bathgate War Memorial, I know I will owe a great deal of thanks to a special lady who has been placing remembrance crosses there every year in memory of the Saddler laddies, as she calls them. If I can finish with a prayer. O God of truth and justice, we hold before you those whose memory we cherish, and also at this time, those whose names we will never know. Help us to lift our eyes above the torment of this suffering world today. May we put our faith in your future, for you are the source of life and hope, now and forever. Amen. We can do better by following the words of the prophet Micah, who told us what God is looking for. To do what is fair and just to your neighbour. Be compassionate and loyal in your love. And don't take yourself too seriously, but take God seriously. So look after yourself today. Keep smiling, because things will get better. And in the meantime, stay safe. Bye for now.